Hey everyone, I'm Noctis Corvus, but you can call me Noctis. This week we are back in the survival world here with another Minecraft episode. Now, I do need to address one little quick thing, and that is the fact that this island is looking quite a bit different to how it did at the end of the last episode. I've been doing a little bit of work between, well, now and then, because I've been letting this all oxidize. And I do know that one of my next projects is going to be on this island. So I've kind of been working out what that's going to look like, what I want it to be. And one of the steps was levelling out the island, getting rid of the trees, and just kind of doing all of the mundane prep stages. So I've been doing that. I was meant to check in and record it, but I tended to do it when my insomnia hit, so I wasn't really thinking about all of that. So we're at this stage. However, today my attention is going to be elsewhere, you see. As for this bridge, and my plans for this island, I need to take quite a trip to the Nether. This is not something I look forward to, this is not something that I'm expecting to go smoothly. But that is what we're going to be doing today. I've already gone and got the obsidian from the pool over there, so I'm just going to get started on that. I don't think I'm going to build like a permanent portal right now. It's just going to be like a temporary one. But we are going to be doing that today and hoping that it all goes smoothly so I can come back and continue working on this. So let's just kind of get into it. So, the first things first is I'm not going to put this anywhere near the house or down there because I'm absolutely not dealing with the noise of it. I could put it over here. I also don't want to listen to the cows, so I could put it here maybe. Or I could put it in, because over here I also have a place where I'm getting stone from at the moment. I could turn this maybe a bit into like a cavern for the portal. I could do something quite cool here. Yes, I might be leveling this bit out later in a project, but I think it would be quite cool. And it kind of works for now. I think it'll go here, but for now, we're just going to put it, dig out some space. Oh, I don't have, before I go, I'm going to have to get some blocks. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think I've just done that wrong, and I've not got flint and steel. I will be right back. Okay, we're going to see if this works. I finally have blocks. I remembered a gold helmet. I should have everything I need to, and I can even put a shovel in here if I want. Aha, it does work. And now we just cross our fingers, cross our toes, and cross everything that we can. Oh, that's loud. So this isn't one of those basalt deltas. If it is, I'm moving the portal. Please, 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 decent spawn. Please, decent spawn. Okay. Okay, we're in one of the pig biomes. Let's get that sorted there. Decent spawn. Because hopefully there's no hoglings around. Or did I really leave? These are what we came here for. So I am quite lucky, as there's then one other biome that I do need. I hear things and I don't like hearing things. Why do you sound... Oh, that's why I can hear things. Stop. Bad. Okay. So it would also help if I kept my eyes actually open for once. I also really should invest in a bow at some point. This, however, can also get the job done, though I would prefer the shroom lights. I've just remembered that I came here for that and I've not been picking them up. There we go. Okay. I've at least gotten some of what I came here for. The other stuff can wait. But I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna be brave. And avoid everything at all costs. It's just a game. I really don't know why some of these things panic me as much as they do. Oh, it's you guys. That's what I can hear. Yes, you're fine. The big pigs, not so fine. I'm not a fan of those. I'm also avoiding that biome like anything that I can. I don't need any of the quartz yet. There is a lot of piglins. Oh, I thought he was running at me then. There's a lot of piglins here. Like, I did not know they spawned this much. Yes, I didn't know you spawned this much. Couldn't pay me to go into that biome at the moment. Why did they put those in that biome? Like, that is just like the worst. Oop, I probably shouldn't click around randomly. But, like, they really did just put like the worst mob for the biome. I will sooner just dig through a wall than go through that biome. I will fall in lava. That is like a non-negotiable. Oh, where is that? Oh, there that is. Can I do this? Nope. Ow. I never said that I was good at this game, but now I'm invested. Ow. Yeah, but I'm now invested. Ow. I'm eating. I really hope it doesn't count if you, like, hit... Aha! Any reward probably fell in the fire. Oh! No, it didn't. I didn't know that they had a music disc this day and age. Anywho. On with avoiding that. I can try coming down here. Okay, that's kind of cute. Okay, Soul Sand Valley I can deal with. Oh, no I can't. Oh, no I can't. No I can't. I forgot about those. Hi. Bye. What if I just dug through a wall? What if I just dug through a wall hoping to find it? That is an unexpected find. I've just been digging from the portal this way, hoping to avoid all of that, and... well, I didn't even think this generated at this level. Well, on with the tunnel. So, whilst I'm digging here, I also just want to talk about what... oh my... well, don't mind if I do. Did not expect to do that again. Let's see if we can make it 3 times in a row. But anyway, as I was kind of saying, as I do this, I also just want to mention like what my actual goal is here. And that is simply, I want some of the warped stem. It is the one thing that I currently haven't come across. As I currently seem to be in a giant... I forgot the name. Is it warped crimson? Red crimson? Something along those lines. I'm currently stuck in one of those. Ah. Oh, okay. So I'm currently just focusing on digging a tunnel to not that. And hopefully by not that, I also mean blue instead of this sort of thing. I do know that I am pretty high up. I will need to like go down at some point. Also given the fact that I've not run into any major lava pools yet. But I'm just going to kind of keep going until I either almost break this pickaxe or I find the blue biome. And I'm hoping that it is sooner rather than later. I mean, it would be nice. But if I also don't find one, it's not the end of the world. I've got other parts of that project that I can do before I get to that point. Nope, we're still in the red biome. Maybe if I just sneak this way a bit, I don't have to deal with the pig. That's also what I'm avoiding. One of my favourite things with the Nether is just scurrying around the walls. But no, if I don't find it, I don't find it, and I really don't mind that. Oh! I don't think this tunnel's gonna work. Yeah, something tells me that the tunnels... Because there's a soul sand valley. Oh, that's just asking for gas to, like, hit me off. Do I do it? I never claimed to be overly good at this game, or smart with this game. I just claim to like this game. So I'm just going to do this and not focus on what can spawn very easily in that valley. Well, at least if I die, it'll be an easy way home. But no, I'm looking for the blue biome. I don't mind if I don't find it. I'll be a little bit annoyed because it's like the one that I haven't seen so far. But at the same time, that's sometimes just how these things go. I've got the blocks for the bridge, but in any design that I'm doing at the moment for what actually is going on the island, the blue is quite a strong accent colour, as I like that shade of blue. So it commonly just means that I'm using quite a bit of like the warped blue wood when it comes into play, as I'm using that quite a bit for what's it called? Accents, the roof. I use the logs in a few places with the roof. So I use it in tied with aged copper, or like oxidized copper, because it's quite a nice blue colour and easier to get than prismarine. Though at this rate I am questioning the easier to get than prismarine factor. But hey ho. Part of me is adamant that I'll only go back when I get this wood, and part of me is sat there going, why am I doing this? But I have now committed, so here we are. That was oddly smooth. That was more lucky than I ever tend to be with these sorts of things. Pleasantly surprised by that. I might just continue digging. Also, my hope for this is if I keep it mostly as a straight line. Ah. Oh. Well, I found a fortress. Not that I was particularly looking for one. I think that's more trouble than it's actually worth at this moment in time. But I found it. That'll be useful for later if I ever, like, start needing the end. As I'm going to be honest, before I ever decide to, like, do the end stuff and, like... The reason that I go to the end will be for an elytra before anything else. Or blocks. I will either want one of the blocks from it, or I want to be able to fly. And that will be why I go. Now, it doesn't like giving me a blue biome, does it? Because I kind of don't want to touch that at the moment. Like, part of me is tempted to just go, okay, cool, and move on. Another part of me is tempted to do it, but I don't want to deal with them and the other things that I've seen. So I might learn to walk in a straight line and continue looking for why I came here. Or just consider going back. Because as I've said, the blue biome is not the end of the world. I can do like 90% of the tower without it. It's just obviously when it comes to the roof and other details such as. And I am almost impressed, though, that it's the one biome I need that I haven't ran into. Because normally, I love that block. I use that block all the time normally. But not this time. And I can find it. Normally, if I don't need it, I'll spawn in it, but thankfully this time there was at least a little bit of kindness. I think for now, and well, this moment, I'm just going to go back. I might perhaps deal with this once I've done a few other things. Just a few other things, not too many things. Because I do need it sooner or later. But I'm also now realising that if I want to be able to farm it back at the base, I haven't got all the materials I actually need. Because I don't have my silk touch on me, and I do, if I remember correctly, we do need that when it comes to the bottom block, the ground. Because if you mine it normally, you just get normal nether rack. I need specifically the blue or the red one. Now, it was over this way, my tunnel. I believe my tunnel was over there. That would make sense. Survived that. See? Then it would be here. So yes, I'm just going to head back for now. Work out what my next steps will be. And also decide whether I want to build the majority of the tower first. And then coming back and find the roof. Or if I want to be able to farm it and all that. As that will determine a lot on how this all goes. So I will see you when I've decided all of that. Okay, quick update. Oh, nope, I'm not looking at that. Basically, I decided that I wanted to continue the bridge and kind of just see where it ended up. I figured that the worst comes to the worst, I'd at least have a straight path that way to most of the biomes, no matter how long it took. But I have eventually found one. I've kind of just dug in here so I can get as much wood as I need. It is a bit close to them, but I don't really mind. And the good news in all of this is I only died a few times to the fortress down there. I didn't realise that the blazes would necessarily be able to get up here, but I didn't know that they would notice me and fly up here this quickly. So I have this bridge. One day this will be like probably a more proper tunnel. I'm trying really hard not to look at any of the Endermen and they're making it kind of difficult for me. But yes, it's over a giant lava lake. Always a perk. But I can get the blue wood, resource gather a few other materials, and then I can leave the nether for now and hopefully not come back for quite some time. So that's what I'm going to kind of go ahead and do here. Really hard not to look at any of the Endermen, but that's what I'm going to do. My betting is that I die to this bridge quite a lot. I'm gonna definitely die to this bridge quite a bit because I've now noticed that things are spawning on the bridge. So I'm probably gonna have to do something to like avoid that, but I'll worry all about that a bit later. But for now, I'm going to focus on not looking at the Enderman and getting the materials that I came here for. So it has now been a fair bit of time between this and the last clip, and I have gathered quite a collection of materials here, and I have also worked out what is going on this island permanently. I have a bit of a better idea for it. I might have spent a little bit of long time in a creative test world, just sort of like working out what I want to go here, because I really don't want to do something and have to take it down and all of that. And I kind of have a better idea from a creative version of this world, because I kind of have like a direct copy that I kind of work in, just to see how things would look and to put it into perspective, where this is now a lot more complete. And I am ready to start working on it here, making decisions as I go. And the first start with that is that's not the chest, this is the chest, is going to be kind of building up the main entrance point, as I can have this idea of this main gate, this here, and then like kind of like a gatehouse sort of thing. So It's like the whole thing is that you come here, walk through something, and then you'd obviously come up these steps, which are going to be actual stairs, and then you're in the thing. And all of this is basically going to be hiding an iron farm, which I've already mapped out where that's going to go. Though I haven't quite built it yet. That might be later, might be another day. It might be who knows when. However, the first thing with it is about here. Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, is that far away enough from the path? Or did I push it back further? I think it goes there. If not, because obviously the path is going to continue here, 3 blocks. It's set back 1. That's kind of a nice distance. So then here, it'll be your 3. And I want it to be directly opposite. So that's 3. So that'll start about there. And I think that's the one time I've actually planned enough. Now, the main thing with this tower is it might go 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it will. It is going to mean that I reshape this terrain here. 3, 4, 5. But I also don't mind that, as it's kind of helped me make more plans for what I actually want to go here compared to what I've been working with now. And it's kind of just the same over here, but obviously this has also helped me kind of decide that, you know, this bit here maybe can go a little bit, but it can also be shaped around, and there's kind of a lot more that I have been able to work out with it. 3, 4, and I'll kind of work out like the finer points much later. That's a halt. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then you'd have a corner here. And a lot of this is going to be counting, undoing, realising I did it wrong and redoing again. But it might also mean that I'll have more sessions of just clearing out the space. Because it's like I kind of worked out that I don't really want much over here. This bit here stays, like, but this little bit kind of can get rounded off just so it passes by here. And then this, it will go into the side of the tower, that little bit, but not as much as it would be otherwise. And we can just kind of clear up all of that. So then the next step, and we're going to use the dirt as the thing, is kind of apply, just give it something, because this is then where we want I want to put that in the offhand so I can do that. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait. Let's try that one again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There. And we are going to have it coming across, as we're going to have these two connected to really create the archway that I want it to be. But we're not going to connect it just yet, we're going to connect that up. Actually, I suppose I can kind of do it now, there's no harm in it. And it is just going to be... The best part is when I have one side worked out, I don't need to count as much. But that's going to be that, and then, so this is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And I think that's about as high as I want them. I really need to stop throwing myself off of things. We're going to see how this looks in the light. As it looks pretty weird at the moment. Just bring down the next bit of food. However, now this is also the other side of it, where I'm going to be having 2 of these. So in each of the corners there's going to be the 2. I hope I have enough in my inventory for this. Where you're basically going to have this. Should probably make sure that I'm actually at... Oh, I can survive that. One of these days I'm going to go, I can survive that and not survive it, but... Why am I about to start doing another one when I have 7 and I need 16? That is a really good question. The maths is not mathing. There we go. I'm obviously not going to build all of it like this and in this format. This is kind of just to show where I'm starting off. But it's also one of those where it's not the most awkwardest thing to build, especially because I do have a planet that I'm working from. And the thing with these is that these towers are meant to be simple, quick, and something that I can easily add in around the area. Drop. And drop. And then I can just obviously do the detailing, and all of that's going to come much, much later. Like, that is kind of the aftermath sort of things. But there's going to be about these two here. One there, one over that side with a wall connecting them. There's one over there that kind of means I have to build out quite a bit of that terrain. And then I think I have one back there, and I'm planning for one maybe more towards the back. But again, I have made them quite simple for a reason, so I don't mind it too much. And what I might do is, because before I had that, but if I do this now, it'll make it also a bit easier just for me to get around up here. Before I come up again, I might want to get some of the roof blocks, because that is where this comes in. And I'm going to turn about half of it into the blocks we need. And that is why the first half of this video had been me ever so desperately arguing with the Nether. Throwing yourself off blocks really gets you going through food. And a lot of this build is going to rely on this dark oak and the blue palette. There's a lot of like the dark oak and the warped wood. So I'm definitely going to need to go get more of everything. I've only kind of gathered what I need for the time being, not like the be-all end-all of it all. Yeah, for a moment then I was worried that I didn't have enough of the roof stuff on me then. So then it is then going to be quite a simple but interesting roof, and I don't have everything now. It's like there's a few bits of like chain details on the roof that I evidently don't have with me, hence part of the reason for the iron farm. But I don't mind that. So now the centre is one here, so that would be 1, 2, 3. Add a bit of dirt. 1, dirt. 1, 2. Now, just to make sure that I'm counting this right, is going to be another there. Just like this. Yeah, it was a 1. And it is just a lot of kind of going back and forth and just working out what works, what doesn't. I don't have... There's meant to be a wall up there, but I will probably argue my way up here later to put that detail on. Only since, for now, it's not the end of the world, so to speak. Can put that there. Yeah, we'll put that one then suits there, because that can do that. And I don't have any more wood or any more temporary blocks, so we're just going to have to make do like that. And onto the other sides. And then that. That was why I forgot it, because it was like that. Now, I need to not die getting down here. So we're going to do drop, drop. And you can kind of see how this is going to come together. I know I've not put the walls in or any of the details or anything, but this is kind of just the basics of what I mean. You'll have the path coming through here, tower there, and also one over here. And I'm obviously not going to be able to like finish it all in this single episode, as we've already done a lot of like the Nether trip and so on. We're going to need to do this though. But I do kind of hope to at least get maybe some of it done. That's kind of the main bits there. And you know what, we'll start off using. And I do quite like the way that this works, as it's quite neutral, but it's also, the contrast works quite well with everything else. And it also goes really well with the blue. And also the style isn't that far from the bridge, or even too far from the starter house over there. So I really don't, obviously I don't mind it, but I have been quite enjoying it. And I am excited to kind of get everything over and across to here. Now what we will have to do is put some torches up here, because there have been a few times and a few instances in testing, because at first I forgot that things could spawn on here. Focus on doing 2 of these, because my main issue at the moment is just getting up to some of these places that I build, which is why, as I've been saying, if I go to the end, it most likely will be for an elytra before anything else. But I don't mind that as well. What we'll do though is we'll put these ones down here so I can easily get up there as well. However, that should give us kind of, if I look at it from the right angle, an impression of it. Actually, what I can do is I can go around to that side. But you can kind of see here, there'll be details up there to kind of ease that bit of the transition with the roof. Windows and details and all of that. And that will really kind of be how it should look. So, I don't really know how I'm going to go about it. I might just cut and do it, I might not. But, actually, if I just bring all of this, then I'm not going to run out of material as I do this step at the very least. But, actually, I don't have what I thought I had. I just realised that I didn't collect one of the blocks. That's kind of important for this part of the build only. So I'm going to do this bit, go gather that. I'm not doing the detailing in this episode, that's like going to be the main thing. But I do at least want to do like this bit, which is part of the block, because I'm planning for like stone bricks to be the walkway here. And I notably lack those at the moment in time. So I'm going to be finishing up this bit. It shouldn't take me too long to finish up this bit, but I'm going to be doing that. And then probably we'll come back and just sort of give a bit of an update, give up where I'm up to, and address where I'm going next. So with that being said, I will see you when I've done that. So then, we are now at this point with everything that we've been doing so far. I've changed out the bottom of the bridge, out from the cobblestone, as I do prefer the stone much more. Originally these were going to be either cobble, lanterns, lights, the light up copper block. But I decided that the shroom light looks just as good here, and it's much easier to obtain. I did not realise the copper ones needed blaze, until I looked it up, and these will do just nicely. These are also in a fine state of aging. Few more steps. A few more have more to go than others, and I know this isn't the ideal way to age it, but I didn't want to spread it all out, I just wanted them all on the bridge. And they're aging quite nicely. I don't think too many, maybe like 1 or 2 down there, are still on like the first stage. So I would consider this quite good progress made. And I think we've even got a few, like this one here is a bit more bluer than that one, so I think we've got a few in the final stage as it's going to sit. Also, why I don't need to wax them. They are meant to be blue, don't worry. So, that then brings us into the towers that I've been building. And you can kind of see that I've got, again, the trapdoors there that need to age and turn blue. But I'm just going to let them do that over time. I will be spending a lot of it in this area, so it'll kind of happen naturally. However, you can see both of them are identical. I've worked on both. I've done none of the detailing yet because it is the longest process, and I kind of wanted to share it at this stage and then do the detailing a bit later on. I also realised that I haven't once collected sand to get glass, and I also want to dye the windows, so that's going to be a few extra steps. Because I also don't have any reliable way to get dye at the moment, but hey ho. I've done the underside here, so you can walk through it, up these stairs, and then this is where the main build of this island is going to be. But if you come down here, you've got these little bits between this and the towers. Both of them are identical as well. I've picked the wrong one. They will be identical, I should specify. I just didn't have the right amount of ladders. And you can kind of see that they've got multiple floors. You kind of can come out here. I need a lantern to hang from here. I love how the sculk looks. It is such a small detail, but I absolutely adore just like the shifting and the moving and the way that it kind of gives this impression for the sky. There's again going to be more details here to make this transition look a bit less awkward, but I don't have them at the moment as well. They can just be added in as I kind of go along. And you can see that I can look out over this way, see the bridge and anything approaching on the bridge, and also kind of look out at the starter area, and a lot of this is going to change. I have quite big plans for it, including turning a lot of these into different cliffs, retaining walls and all of that. So that's going to be fun to do. Then on this side, at the moment you can see the sun setting, but you will eventually be able to see kind of the main house and the main build alongside everything else. So that is something that I'm really looking forward to. And for the time being, I do also have access to up here. I don't think I'm going to need much of it, but it'll come in handy when I'm ready to add all the finishing touches to the roof. So I've added that in for now. And I will be decorating these, I'll be adding little bits to them here and there, but for now, and for the time being, we are left with this. And I would actually say that this has been more progress than I thought I would make in this video, given the fact that I thought I'd be spending a lot longer getting the wood, getting the materials together, and kind of getting to this point where I could start building a bit later. However though, that is all the time that I have for this week, and we've got quite a bit done today as well. We've been to the Nether, found nearly every biome that I could need for the foreseeable future, alongside a Nether fortress that, again, I will need in the foreseeable future, but is not been on today's list. I've got these done, although they need a few details, and I'm a lot further along than I thought I would be at this point. So I am quite happy with what we've got done for today. That being said, I will have to be leaving it here, and thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for the support on the last one of these. I hope you've enjoyed this one as well. And again, I just really hope that you've enjoyed, as I'm still having a lot of fun making these. For now though, I will see you next week, and goodbye!